There's like 4 things we need to do to the door. We got to take the door handle off. All the guts are already out of this door, so it's just simple. It's you just need a 7/16 to get that off. I don't know if you saw this, but it's got a dent. Run your hand across this. You feel it? Like if you feel over here, it's pretty flat. You get over here, you want to put your palm. Your palm is the part that counts. Okay, feel it? So we got to take that dent out. It's pretty rusty and crusty on the where the hinges go in those bolt holes, those threaded holes on the braces on the inside. They're already threaded, so we're just going to chase the threads, basically, is what you would call it. Those are 3/8. Let me show you how to do that. Over here, this side, this side. I always keep the bottom locked because I don't want the, you know, on a toolbox, there's a little quick note. If you have all the drawers open, what do you think is going to happen?
Rust?
No. It's going to tilt over because all the weight's going to be out here and it's going to go. We don't want that. So you only ever open one drawer at a time, okay? All right, this is my tap and die set. Yeah, this is the 3/8 right here. We'll get some WD-40 also right there on your left.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the
So go ahead and spray some WD-40 into the threaded hole. So just like as if this were a bolt you were threading in, you get it in the hole. You want to get it as straight as possible. You see how it caught it? So now go ahead and just start twisting that through. The fact that it's that hard tells me it's pretty rusty in there. Here's something else too. Get a little more leverage, you can push it out like this. It'll give you more leverage to twist it. But that's pretty tough. We might have to put a wrench up here or something so you got leverage to twist it. You can work it back and forth also. It's through. Now it's easy. Feel it? Easier, huh? All right, you can back it out. Now go to the next hole, next thread. Just set it on the back of the car for now. When you get the other one off and you can pull the door handle out, just put them back on the door handle so you don't lose it. So the reason you want to chase these threads like this, these really rusty threads, is if you were to put the bolt through there, it's going to bind and you can end up snapping the bolt off. Then you have to get an extractor, drill it out, and try to get it out, and it's just a bear. It gets really ugly. Your money and time ahead just to chase all of these threads to make sure that you're not going to have problems in the future.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Something else we got to do too, we'll do later on. These doors on chargers like to crack right there. You can see where it's cracking.
Yeah.
We're going to have to grind that and then push it down and then re-weld it. Also, the rust is kind of thick in here. Like, it's not rusted through, but what I want to do is we sand all this stuff down, and then after we sand it down, we'll go in with the Lamiseal, which is that rust it's like rust converter. We'll coat it all so that it gets down in all the little crevices and stuff and neutralizes the rust.
Okay.
So it doesn't give us problems in the future, like coming through your fresh paint, you know. I'm gonna go get a flathead screwdriver. You wanna pop all of these guys out.
Okay. That was close. It went like this.
Oh.
And just like a few more inches, it could have went like.
You wanna go get your safety glasses?
Yeah.
All right. Also, I think if you grab the hammer, you can just take it like this, get the hammer, go pap, pap, pap. Like, I was thinking more like this, yeah. Like, go like that, and then just basically break the head off of it. Those clips hold the weather stripping in. There you go. Got them all?
Any on this side?
No, that's the top.
Okay.
Got all the clips off, got the door handle off, got the threads retapped. So now let's focus on that dent. See that dolly? It's that metal thing there? Yeah, hand me that. See there's a curved side and a flat side? I'm gonna take the curved side because the door is curved. All right, so I got the dolly on the back side. You don't wanna just hit this like this, because you know what will happen? Basically, the whole door will just flex and you won't really put a dent into it. Then you might hit it harder and then you'll end up making it like deeper on that side, stretching the metal, and then it tin cans on you. So you want to have the dolly behind it, and then I'm going to hammer all the way across this crown, basically the high spot. So I want you to feel it really good. Okay. I'm going to just go. Feel it now. Feel it on this side and feel it on this side. You feel how it's higher here than here? So it's making progress. Still there, but you can still feel how it's going down. You want to try this? No. Okay. We'll save an easier dent for you. Basically moving the dolly with the hammer. Okay. Can you hear that snap? Like, that's deep, right? High pitch. That's, you know, you're hitting the dolly behind it. So if you're like in there crooked like this, it's going to be thump, thump, thump. Until you get here, then it's going to be ding, ding, ding. Okay? So you know you're in the right spot. You hear that snap. All right, run your hand across there now. What do you think? Pretty good, huh?
Smooth.
It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So when we go to paint this door and do all the body work, this area is going to get sanded, and I'm not even sure it needs filler. It might need like a little skim coat of filler, or just when we put high build primer on it and sand it down, and that'll be really smooth. You won't feel it at all. I think that's pretty good. I'll leave it there. This is tool oil. When you have any kind of pneumatic type tool, you want to run some oil through it to get the steels wet and everything. Basically like a couple of drops. I'm going with small so we can get in here, but what you don't want to do, because this is 36, it's extremely aggressive. It'll like take the metal off. It'll grind on it. Okay. So we'll probably switch to the 180, but I want to hit this first to see how it does, and then I'll let you take over. Okay. right, I've done all I'm gonna do today. Came up pretty good. I didn't do the whole jam. I still have to do the back side and the top. But we got the face, we got the front jam and the lower jam. Kind of the rustiest parts of the door all cleaned up. I am gonna put Lamiseal in there. Let me show you. I just wanna make sure that I get down in here. All these little crevices, you can see there's still some surface rust that could come bubbling back. So my hope is to put the Lamiseal on here and convert all of this so it doesn't end up bubbling through the paint over time, and that it actually gets neutralized. All this is done. The bottom is done. And right in here where the hinges were was extremely rusty. That's all cleaned up pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put some Lamiseal on it. Because see, we can't get into every little crevice. These cleaned up really nice. These were super rusty. And there's a lot of crap in the bottom of the door. We don't have any rust through or anything, so that's nice. But you can see the pitting. If we paint over this stuff's just gonna bubble through the paint and then it's gonna eat the door. So what I wanna do is put Lamiseal on here. Just coat the whole thing with Lamiseal. Any rust that's still here is just gonna be converted. I want to show you this. So you see the Lamiseal turns the rust purple. So you saw how clean it was. The metal was clean like this, but you can kind of see there's still some rust kind of deep in the metal. The rust really pops once it turns purple after putting the Lamiseal on there. Give you an idea of how much rust was still there. It's like forensics, you know, using a black light and seeing blood or something. It's just, there's still a lot of rust left on here. Granted, I didn't wipe it off or clean it, so maybe some of that's just dust from being left behind, but you can kind of see here, I don't know if you can kind of see that. See, look, there's still little bits of rust still on that surface. So rather than chance it, just coat the whole thing with Lamiseal. That way any rust left behind gets converted. All right, so this is the Charger door the next day. Kind of not happy about this. I put the door inside the garage because, as you could see, you know, it was a cold night last night, a lot of moisture in the air. I didn't want this thing to sit outside and surface rust, and yet still in these thin areas it looks like it started to rust. So I'm gonna try to rub it out and get the Lamiseal off in these areas and see if this rust comes off, and if not, I might have to do this again. All right, looks like it's coming off, so maybe it just flashed and it's just sort of sitting on the surface. Getting hot over there, so I'm moving to the shade. Yeah, I think I created more work than I needed to. The door was pretty clean before I put the Lamiseal on it. What I should have done is I should have just put the Lamiseal in the spots that I can see there's rust and I can't reach it with any of the tools. Lesson learned, when we do the rest of the door, that's what we're gonna do. We'll get it all cleaned up and then we'll just touch up spots that are high risk. After I get this whole thing wiped down and cleaned up, which is taking quite a bit of effort to do, it's just like a lot on here. There's like a little rust color right here. It's just surface rust, but I think when I'm done wiping this whole thing down, I'm gonna end up hitting those spots with the wire wheel or the disc sander or something. Just hit it all again and hope that the Lamiseal in the little crevices and stuff like that I can't reach does its job by neutralizing the rust. So this is zero rust. It's a quart. I paid 46 bucks or so for it. Basically, it's to seal metal, and it'll keep it from rusting. You could actually paint this over rust, or you can paint it on just raw metal. So it's kind of perfect for the door situation where there's a whole bunch of surface rust. And we're basically gonna paint the whole thing, encapsulate any rust that we may have missed or any rust that the core seal didn't get to. And it should help keep the door from ever rusting again, hopefully. I'm just gonna spray this stuff from now on. That way you could get into all the little crevices. It says you can thin it out. You could just use it without thinning it. You can thin it out as much as 10 to 20%. I went 20%. It's a little bit runny. So I did get some runs in here. So I think next time I'll probably go 10%. Anyway, we got our first coat. I'm really happy with here. This came out really nice, and I think it's probably done. But we'll put another coat on it anyway. We're gonna be doing this a lot to this car because there's so much surface rust on it. So we gotta like sand all this off and clean it. So now we just let it dry. But I think while the door's off, I'll get some paint for it. Basically what you just did, you're gonna repeat with real paint. Like this is the rust preventative primer type stuff, sealer.